Hi, and welcome to episode 24 of Pilates Flows at Atlantis, a series where I will demonstrate and give you the tools to do the sequences I post on Instagram. Now let's get started. In today's video, we'll be using the jump board to do a series I posted a while ago. In that series, we focus on both strength and mobility for our lower body. Now let's get the reformer set up. First, put on 3 reds and 1 blue spring. Then lower your foot bar and set your jump board into place. Finally, make your way down onto your back, and let's get ready for the first exercise. To perform this exercise, start with your toes at the very top of the jump board with your feet fully flat on the jump board. If you can't get your heels all the way down, just try to get them as low as possible to start. Then carefully press yourself all the way up. Once you've reached full extension, lift your heels as high as possible and lower the carriage down with your heels lifted. Then at the very bottom, without moving the carriage, try to drive your heels back into the jump board to get the deep stretch through the Achilles and up the back of the calf. For the second exercise, press out to straight legs with your feet flat on the jump board. Then lift the toes as high as you can, squeezing into the muscles along the shin before lowering the fronts of your feet back down. You should feel this from the top of your foot all the way to below the knee. For the third exercise, we'll start with our heels lifted. Exhale and tighten the abs as you carriage out to straight legs. Once you've reached the top, lower the heels down onto the jump board. As you lower the carriage back down, keep the heels glued to the jump board as long as possible so that you can get a deep stretch through the Achilles and up the back of the calf. Then repeat the process. For our last exercise, we'll be doing a single leg press with a focus on building strength and working through the mobility of our low body. With one foot on the jump board flat and the opposite knee at tabletop, exhale to carriage out. Then twice as slow, lower back down, keeping your heel down so that we're working through the ankle, knee, and hip mobility of our working leg. This slow release down also activates more muscle fibers to help build strength. Alright, and that is it for today's video. Now remember, in this video we had 4 different exercises that we worked on. Our first exercise was our first of our double leg press on the jump board. We started with flat feet. You pressed all the way out to full extension. Then at the top, you were lifting your heels as high as you could and coming down nice and slow. Then once you closed that carriage as far down as you could, and this is the most important part of that, you kept that carriage closed and you tried to drive the heels all the way back to touch that jump board. So that we're really working on lengthening and getting a good stretch through that Achilles tendon, as well as all the supporting ligaments and tendons around the ankle. Then we pressed all the way out to full extension on our last rep, and we did that reverse calf raise. So instead of lifting the heels to engage the calf, we were lifting the fronts of your feet, engaging all those muscles up along the shin that go all the way up to just under the knee. And those are our little supporter muscles that help to support the knee as well as move our foot and give us that flex and lift of our foot. Then we had our second of our double leg press. So this time we started with our heels lifted. You press all the way out to straight legs. Then at the top, you lower the heels all the way down and you try to keep those heels down on that carriage, on that jump board as you lower the carriage all the way back down. Again, you should feel that deep stretch up the back of the leg there. We did our round of that, and again, pressed all the way out on our last rep, did those reverse calf raises again, strengthening up all the muscles along the shin. Then for our last exercise, we worked on really building muscular strength using what's called the overload principle, as well as time under tension. So we did a single leg press, keeping our foot flat on that jump board, pressing all the way out with our opposite knee floating over our hip. Again, we're building strength there, but we're also still working that mobility through our hip, knee, and ankle, because that jump board is a little bit closer to us than the foot bar typically is. So when you lower down, you're in a little bit of a deeper squat position than you normally would be. Now, if you learned anything or if you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.